and my car isn't really sure what to do. She's kind of odd to, like in this case, there's a car coming off to the side and I have to take over.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Today's, you guys know that Tesla came out with the full self-driving. In fact, they gave every Tesla driver across the world, maybe even just the United States, but nonetheless, they gave every Tesla driver here, me included, a free month subscription or a free month trial of the full self-driving. Now, you guys know that full self-driving for Tesla is not completely autonomous driving. It does require you to be involved and interactive with the driving experience. However, it's an opportunity to test out the software, and I'll honestly say that I am surprised and amazed at where they are versus where I maybe thought they were. I'd only ever experienced enhanced autopilot in the past, and now getting the opportunity to experience the full self-driving, I think it's pretty neat. I think it's cool how they did it. I think that's cool where it's going to be, and I think it's cool where it's going to be down the road. So I want to show you guys a little bit of it today, just so you can kind of see it, to see if maybe it might be worth it. It's only $8,000 now. I say only $8,000. If you got an extra $8,000 sitting in that bucket out back, it might be worth a shot. So sit back, relax. You guys are watching The Tall Tesla Guy.
So we are driving, and I am driving just by myself. I'm not using the autopilot. I'm not letting it drive for me. I'm not using the full self-driving or anything. One of the first things you're going to notice right off the bat is the visualization. On the left-hand side of the screen, you have the full visualization of what's happening as far as the car is going. Now, you can actually slide this over to fill the entire screen, and that's actually what I'm going to do here. So one of the first things that you're going to notice here is the visualization. The full self-driving gives you the option to slide it all the way over so you can see the entire screen. This is basically what the car is seeing. And that's kind of what I did there. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to go away when I lose full self-driving, if I'm going to lose the ability to show the whole screen or not. But nonetheless, I'm going to do it right here. And as I turn down this one road here, you're going to notice that I'm going to engage it into full self-driving. And one of the tricks with it is that it does it as you, I don't know, kind of a single push on the stalk, which used to, in fact, enable you into, sort of cruise control. Now it automatically puts you in full self-driving. And that's kind of what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to push it down. We got some cars doing some funny things. But the car, Tinley, we call it, our car actually acknowledges or notices that there's other stuff going on here. It's going probably a little bit slower than I normally would. It is a 25 mile per hour zone, but what the car is determining is that there's stuff all around me that's, perhaps, I don't know, going to jump out in front of the car. And that was one of the things that I looked for, because I'm going to go to an area that's in an older part of town. You'll kind of see it as we move through here. And it's an area where there's a lot of people, there's a lot of strange, funny streets and things like that. And I'll show you kind of what the car does. But I will honestly say that in my experience of driving with the full self-driving, I have not been able to do it without any interaction at all. There's always something that she does that's kind of funny or odd or something like that. In some instances, it's really like just sort of getting out into traffic, maybe jumping out there or sitting there waiting all day. And what you just saw there too is that, yes, the speed limit is 25 here, and I have it set as part of my thing to go about 6, 7, 8 miles an hour over, something like that. But this is a 25 mile an hour zone, and she's actually going 35. It's not the speed I would typically go in this space. She does slow down a little bit as we get closer to intersections, but that's definitely one of the things that I noticed with this full self-driving is that you quickly get up to the speed no matter what you're doing. So being ready to take over is huge, a huge part of it. But I can say though, the visualization is amazing. You can see that the truck in front of me actually doesn't have their blinker on, but the car thinks that they do. And this is one of the squirrely intersections that she isn't really sure what to do sometimes. She gets out there and does okay. I've been through this before, but there are times where she'll hesitate, and I'm not sure why, but she'll hesitate a lot as she moves through there. And it just, for some reason, there's a bit of a delay, and she's not really kind of sure what to do, which is fine, but she does end up getting through there. But like I said in the beginning, being able to jump in there and take over is huge. It's huge. If you can't do that, then it's definitely not going to be a good thing for you. And in this instance here, we actually have this is a car wash, and I've been here before where the cars are starting to come out of this car wash, and my car isn't really sure what to do. She's kind of odd to, like in this case, there's a car coming off to the side, and I have to take over. She would have turned me into the traffic off to the side there. So every time you'll see this little thing in the bottom, every time you disengage the autopilot, it'll say, hey, what happened? Why did you disengage the autopilot? And you can tell Tesla what happened. It'll go to their records and they'll use it to improve the software later on. But it's just there's odd things that she does. She's not really sure. The car isn't really sure what's happening. And as a result, she'll try to avoid the situation. And sometimes she doesn't look over and see what the other situation might be that she needs to kind of get in front of. So that's definitely been a trick or a squirrely thing that she does, I guess, that I've been trying to figure out or trying to get in front of. But you noticed on there, it still pops up on the screen. Hey, make sure you touch the wheel. You still get that, what they call the nanny nag, every 30 to 45 seconds to say, hey, get in there and make sure you're paying attention. And I know that they do that so that, to sort of ensure that the driver isn't sleeping, that they're not, incapacitated, anything like that. I did actually read an article where a driver was incapacitated. They had a heart problem that happened. In the article, it said the car took over and drove him to the hospital. Now, I'm not sure the details on that. I feel like the car, what happens if you do disengage, if you don't respond to the blue screen where it says, hey, touch the screen, touch the thing, change the steering wheel, whatever it is, to let the car know that you're still there. If you don't respond to that, I've never seen her take me to the hospital. What she does is disengage autopilot, and if you still don't respond, she pulls you over and stops. So I'm not sure how this guy made it to the hospital unless he got in the car and put it on, navigate to the hospital, and maybe the car at that point knew that, knew that he was going to the hospital, and if he didn't respond, it was able to fill in the gaps. I'm not sure on that one, but I've seen it happen. I guess down the road, that could potentially be one of the benefits of using the autopilot, is that the car could potentially realize that you're not paying attention, you're not there, something is wrong medically with you, and take you to get medical services. But I would say that they are definitely not there yet. So as we move forward, you can kind of see it does a good job of keeping up the mileage. It does a good job of keeping the spaces between the cars. There are times where you're, sort of looking for that left-handed brake, almost like you're the passenger in a car. So this is kind of an odd intersection, and she's trying to figure out what to do. And it looks like there's an accident. Biscuits. Well, we're not going to sit here all day, but there are times where she's just not sure what to do. She's not sure what to do in situations. And I think this is the perfect opportunity to see this and to realize this is kind of a squirrely intersection anyway. And there are times, like I said before, where she will merge to get around or avoid an accident on one side, but potentially cause an accident on the other side. I can say that I do enjoy driving the car. So one of the times when I did use this, I used the navigate on autopilot, full self-driving, to get to a destination, and I took over there again. This is another opportunity or another instance where she tries to avoid the lane for some reason. But I have driven with the full self-driving all the way to my destination. That was about an hour away. She did great, but it sort of takes away the experience of driving. I could see it as a benefit at times when you are in the mundane traffic or sitting there or something like that, where you don't enjoy that drive anyway. But there are times where I just enjoy driving. I enjoy being a part of the experience, and full self-driving completely does take that away. It takes away the opportunity to be involved in sort of the journey, I guess. There are, on the other side of that coin, there are times where you get, as the driver, you miss out on stuff and some of the relaxing experience of being in the car. Never being in a situation where you are not in control, paying attention to the road and being focused, but being able to kind of relax your shoulders a little bit is kind of nice. And I experienced that in the just basic cruise control or enhanced cruise control autopilot, quote unquote, that Tesla offers as a standard across the board to everybody. And I would say that because you just put it in there, and if it's a drive that's, maybe a long distance highway drive, something like that, it allows you to just kind of relax a little bit. Focus on the road, focus on what's going on, but You can, you know, kind of throw your shoulders down a little bit, you know, converse with your passengers, things like that. It always comes down to, would you actually buy it? If I found that bag of money that had $8,000 in it and everything else was paid or whatever, and you thought to yourself, I'm just gonna burn this, or I'm gonna do something with it, I probably would. I like the opportunity. I like the opportunity of the technology, and I like to be able to use the technology as much as I can. And this is where it's going. This is where it's going to be. It's only going to add to it. I would also consider if this is going to be my forever car. If this is going to be the car that I have beyond my loan, then I would say sure, you know, for sure. Because I have a feeling that Elon's going to take away the opportunity to transfer from Tesla to Tesla. You know, maybe I can't sell it with it. I'm not sure what he's going to do there. And then if he can't, then if you can't, then it's one of those situations where you say like, I want to be able to keep this forever. If it is not going to be a situation like that, if he's going to take it away, then no. I mean, I'm going to get the, okay. So this is another example of where, you know, she's trying to take the lane, and it is my right of way. But, you know, my mom always used to say, don't die defending your right of way. Unfortunately, the car may know the rules of the road, but people around you just don't. So you get unfortunate instances where people are cutting you off, and you have no control over where they are or where they're going. And the car needs to sort of be better at determining that is a situation where you are not going to fight for your right of way there, and like I wasn't going to there, and you know, kind of yield the lane a little bit. I you know, appreciate people that are aggressive drivers. I appreciate people that, you know, follow the rules of the road, but honestly, do not die defending your right of way. And I don't want the car to do that either. And I know you can change that in the settings. So you can make her real chill, you can make it standard, or you can make it super aggressive. And people asked for that when they were driving on the highway, because changing lanes, the car was so passive that it would take forever to change a lane, and then people would cut you off all the time and you never get there. So I think that's why they added that. But honestly, would I buy it? Absolutely. I think it's super cool. I would take into a lot of things into consideration, whether or not I'm going to keep this car forever. But I only think he's going to get better. I think the car is going to get better. I think the full self-driving technology is going to get better. And I think he's going to add more to it as it moves forward. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in, watching. I hope you're having a better day weather-wise than I am here. But either way, I hope you're able to put a smile on your face and enjoy it in any way you can. And thanks for tuning in, guys. And I hope you're staying safe out there. Thanks for watching, everybody.